Hey.
It's 3 o'clock. Jim, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. We'll do roll call. Jerry Anderson,
I'm here.
Carolyn. Larry Hill. Jim Little.
Here.
Rip Speedy.
Here.
Bill Duncan.
Here.
Donata Loomis.
Here.
Roy Rockin.
Here.
Commissioner Freeman is excused. We have Mary and her staff with us. Thank you. So has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I'll make a motion since they were distributed electronically that they be accepted.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I actually read.
Aye.
You read them? Good. Oh, there she is. Let's get her a seat. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Yep, you're on.
Where's the chair?
Oh, I was late myself. I think that low chair.
I was listening to one of your admirers who had finished.
So we have an all approval of the minutes? No nays? Motion carries. Do we have an update on the Roseburg VA? Anybody? Did you guys have a meeting with them at all the last couple months?
One with the interim director. He only comes to Roseburg from White City 2 days a week, I believe it is. So we've not had an opportunity to chat with her.
Okay,
We're sad about it.
yeah,
We'd like to get her ear,
yes.
because we have things we'd like to talk with her about.
How about Save the Roseburg VA?
Well, after what I said last month, I haven't got a lot of good things to say because not a lot has progressed. We're still at 175 million. We're waiting for, hopefully something else will happen. The Zoom meeting I was trying to set up is still in the works as of this morning as I called on it. And I asked Jim Little, myself, and Bill Mixon traveled around the state trying to catch up with Senator and a couple of Congress people, and we went to the Medford thing on Saturday, and I must just, if you get a chance, go down there. So many people will not be able to go back to Washington DC and see that, and it's really something that we're going to promote it through BVA, that if you get in Medford, stop and see that.
What are you looking at?
The Vietnam Veterans Memorial
Oh.
Traveling Mall
Oh.
is now permanently structured in Medford.
Oh,
It's
nice.
it's
Is that the wall
hundreds
that
of
was here?
hundreds of thousands of dollars went into it.
Hmm.
It's 80% size of the one back east.
Wow. Yeah.
I think they built it and it never traveled, but it's the same scale as a traveling.
They've got a system there where a new system where you put your phone, you type in a name and you put your phone on it, and it tells you what panel to go to find the guy's name.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really impressive to me. After much talk with Rick and Tim and Jim and Carol even, I was able to come face to face with Senator Wyden in Reedsport. And I gave him my idea of how much disappointment I had. What happened, Jim was there too. But I told him it's been 20 years of disappointment that we're still here just talking about this issue and not there. Cliff Bentz, I met with him in Medford, and he met 3 times with me while I was there. He took time to meet with 3 times. And as Tim would tell you, he's our hero right now. He is working very hard on this issue, and Congresswoman Hoyle is still working with him. It's kind of funny that they can cross over their politics and work together on an issue, but they are.
Okay.
So I hope that works. I'll be in Florida in August I am now the chairman of the National Homeless Veterans / Veterans Homes people. And there's only two issues on the Veterans Home that is doing nationally right now, and that's the West LA and the Roseburg VA. So we're working hard on that. If it doesn't work, lock me up and put me in a home someplace.
Boy.
Well, thank you for all that work. I know it's a challenge.
I have 2 cents to add that too, although pennies are no longer in existence. That, my wife Carmen and I have celebrated our anniversaries, and for some reason, it dovetails in with the time that Senator Wyden has his town hall in Reedsport. We've been there, I don't know how many times. Anyway, he made quite a spectacle of Carmen and I because it was our 52nd anniversary at the town hall. But Bill and I, like Bill said, we spoke to Wyden, but I, quite frankly, have more confidence, I think, in Congresswoman Val Hoyle, because we all said we trusted what she was saying. And so I think she's diligently working on the home issue, don't you, Bill?
Absolutely.
I think she's more so than our senator.
She definitely has her heart in trying to push it through. With her and Cliff, I think we've got some advocates.
But Bill should be complimented for all the traveling he's done for us.
Wow, yeah. Yes.
I'm just following a couple of guys and everybody else on this panel, that's what they'd do.
Yeah.
And Carol's always back there pushing us.
I appreciate it. Do we have anything from the Veterans Forum?
Jim?
Jim?
Nothing I can think of other than we pray for
Gwen hurt
Gwen.
herself on her vacation,
Oh,
Yeah.
seriously. So she was not there, so it was kind of dumped on Larry and my laps, and pretty good attendance, I guess, but we were just kind of off of our feet because things weren't flowing like normal. I too got a stab at Val Hoyle. She had called and asked me if she could come to the Memorial Day service, and I said, absolutely. I said, in the speech, and I said, why are you at it? You gotta know, we got this Veterans Home, we got the VA, and we would appreciate you. So it was just light stuff that we do all the time. Nothing, we put off our elections until this time because Gwen will be back.
And Carol managed the Memorial Day ceremony at the VA cemetery. Yours truly did a little bit of tap dancing because I was going to be the host. But we had 7 speakers, and we had VVA did wonderful military honors. Val Hoyle spoke, Commissioner Freeman, and a number of others.
4 from Charlie County.
4 from Charlie Company. We had a wonderful turnout, I felt. The Pepper Sand Horse
I'm gonna
stayed in
say
the barn.
400.
Stayed in the barn.
I was given 50 extra shares and we filled it.
wow. That's
It was
awesome.
good. Awesome.
It was a very fitting tribute. I was honored to be there.
Okay. Wonderful.
Great work. That happens because of you guys. Thank you.
That's what we do.
I don't have any VetNet updates. Did you want to add any parade updates?
I can give you a parade update. We did have our regular meeting. We had our first meeting, came up with the theme, figured we'd done our job. So we took the next month off and had one this month. And we'd ordered vests and they came in. I've got the application in with the city for the parade. Dealing with the insurance on it, which is ugly because it doesn't come through until about 2 weeks prior to the parade. So people don't recognize us until they get that in hand. And see what was the other. Something else to say. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. Any OVBA advisory committee meeting updates? Yeah.
First I want to mention something that was mentioned in our meeting, the last meeting. when Commissioner Freeman said it would be, no, it wasn't this meeting, I'm sorry, too many meetings in my brain. Another one where he mentioned that it would be nice if the younger generation could see the services at the cemetery. So our quarterly remembrance ceremony, we had a Roseburg High School teacher along with 5 students who attended that service. And they walked all the way from the high school over to the VA cemetery because the special services couldn't give them a bus to do that. They walked.
Oh, my.
And she reported after the service, they were all saying, wow, that was cool, I want to come back. So it really impressed the kids. And they wrote thank you notes both to Lonnie, because Bill was there as well, and all the honor guard guys, where they gave thank yous to them. So I'm hoping that's going to be a continuing thing. I feel that it will be, because she wants to do it. So also I attended the ODVA Advisory Committee meeting in Astoria last week. And I had been scheduled to be nominated and elected as the secretary, but there was a resignation from the one member who was supposed to be the chairperson. And so I got moved up. I'm now the vice chairperson of the advisory committee. And I'm just hoping and praying that the chair lady, health remains good.
Otherwise, you're gonna be the chair
But this,
quickly.
but this means a lot more responsibilities. I'll probably be traveling, quite honestly, about every three weeks. It's quite an added excitement. We had a good meeting there in Astoria. I'd also mention that Astoria homeless problem is really an issue there. I mean, the tents are just absolutely lined up there in some areas. You know? Also, let's see, pardon me while I read this real quickly. We had 3 subcommittees. One subcommittee is women veterans, the other one is suicide prevention, the other one is transportation for veterans. And in the women veterans issue, they made a presentation, the committee made a presentation, and I made a point to tell them that on June 10th, tomorrow, here in Douglas County, our commissioners are issuing a proclamation honoring women veterans. The counties in our state honoring veterans. It's so apparent in those meetings. Because I mention things and they're all flabbergasted that such a thing would take place in a county. Also in the transportation subcommittee, they're going to send out questionnaires to all VSOs asking them how do veterans get from their homes to their appointments. That's an issue. Of course, we have the DVA band and also the VA vans, but in a lot of areas that's lacking. It's really difficult for veterans to get around in our community. So there's going to be work completed on that. Also, we had a long briefing on the newest houseless veteran program director about his plans. He's a young soldier, freshly out of the Army. He's a Mustang, which I congratulated him on. And he's very ambitious towards the homeless situation in our state. So I'm gonna be anxious to see how that develops. I wanted to talk to Director Daniels about the funding issue that was passed, but she was not herself. She was not feeling well. I don't think she was not well at all. I was concerned about her. I'm hopeful that she's okay, but she wasn't feeling well at all. The final rules for the cremains bill should be out, at least Jay DiFilippo told me, the 1st of July. So hopefully that'll take place. There are 2 empty positions on the committee at this point. Don't know who will be coming in. The next meeting will be in Klamath Falls. Backing up, also, prior to the meeting in Astoria, I was scheduled to have a Zoom meeting with I hope I can say this properly, a DIEA, am I saying the right?
I don't know.
It's,
DEA, diversity, equity.
yes, oh, you got it.
DEI.
I'm not, see how unfamiliar,
DEI.
see how unfamiliar I am with it? Anyway, there was 3 of us on the committee supposed to be scheduled for that. And I ended up being the only one there. The other 2 didn't show. So I lost my anonymity. I mean, everybody knew what was said in the committee because I said it. So anyway, I did say much about Douglas County and how successful we've been, how we've accomplished so very many things. And I'm just about through. Also, we had a briefing from a gentleman locally who was in Astoria, and he said he'd heard something about a county veterans advisory committee. I don't know how to set one up. Well, Dr. Daniels jumped in and said, well, Douglas County has one, and Jim's a member of it. So I gave a briefing on the VAC and how it works in our, and while I was at it, I told them all about the Douglas County Veterans Forum. So I got the microphone and I was so happy.
Wow.
That was about it. As of the next meeting in Klamath Falls, I shall be the only Vietnam veteran on the committee and also the elder committee member. So that's how it develops at this point. Anyway, I am having fun on that committee.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun to be representing Douglas County. I'm proud to be representing our county and the things that we do. I mean, I feel like I'm a movie star almost because the other folks just seem to be, I don't know, lackluster, I guess I could
Not as
say.
engaged.
You know, it's just not and I'm proud of our committee. I'm proud of each and every one of you to even be numbered among you. So thank you for what you do.
Oh, well, thank you for what you do. On the openings, is it based on location?
It
or-
will be, yeah.
Since they already have a Douglas County person,
But-
you wouldn't,
But
somebody from our area?
I don't think it would hurt for any of us to put in for it, really. Who knows, we might have a double whammy from Douglas County. I mean, if Portland can do it, why can't Douglas County?
Who do we see about that?
Just, there's an application you put in, it's on the state, I can send it around, show you where the application is online, and you put that in, and then you go from there. Then they look at it, they submit it to the governor, and she makes a selection.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for all your work on that. I know that's a big job. And now being the vice chair,
Well,
was that usually a year transition typically? And now you're in there like after 6 months?
my term may not end before I get that position, I don't know. I'll wait and see.
Is it typically a year rotation?
Yes. But the current chairman has been in there for 8 years.
Oh,
Because he went over the pandemic and all of that happened. And we really hadn't had a full committee until just the last couple of meetings. So they've been struggling. We're now kind of getting up steam. There were no subcommittees before, now there are. Plus, we have I think, one of the better directors that we've had. Director Daniels is exceptional. She's become really a huge advocate for the Veterans Home, and she remains that way, and she was during this meeting as well. So,
that's awesome. Thank you for that. Any women veterans updates, Donetta?
The only thing I have is due to the fact that we're gonna have a proclamation, Sourcewell and Serenity actually put out an email for me that I'm gonna actually go over to Gathering Grounds afterwards to sit for any women veterans that would like to come over and have coffee.
Oh.
Very good.
So that's where I'll be, I'm coming to the proclamation, then I'll go sit there for a while and hopefully we'll have some come over and I'll be able to make some connections.
Excellent.
Where's that?
Gathering Grounds? It's down on the side street now. It used to be right downtown, but it's like, I think it's close to the Rainbow Kitchen.
Yeah.
If you know where I think it's on that street.
You know the lady that was the nurse that was seeing the statue go into the Washington DC that all that work she did, all those years to get that statute for women nursings. She just passed away. I got to meet her one time, and what a dedicated person she was for all that years to get that done for her.
That's sad and what a great accomplishment for her. Any other VAC reports?
Oh, I better, a quick comment. The PA office prepared a coffee table book. And I want to pass that down to Carol. That's Carol's.
Oh,
And I bought another one if anybody wants to take a look at it. We should, that's for her receipt of the bronze medallion during the last Four Chaplains meeting.
Oh, that's great.
that's cool. Very nice.
And should anybody want one, I can tell PAO to print one out. I think they're about $23, I think, or something like that.
Wow, that's nicely
Yeah.
organized.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Well, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
I got a random email on Memorial Day evening from someone, a veteran, who said he was disappointed that the county War Memorial didn't do anything for Memorial Day. And so I responded and assured, he said the flag wasn't at half-staff. And he went on that there were no wreaths laid. So
No,
I responded and told him, I sent him the pictures from the county website that showed the people standing there with the flag at half-staff. I assured him the flag is brought to full staff at noon. Flag protocol requires that, and that 3 wreaths were laid by the Associates of Vietnam Veterans.
Yeah, they was here.
That was,
So anyway, I don't know where that came from.
that was a gentleman that he has a brother on the wall. And remember, he complained about not having marking.
Oh, that's the same,
Yes, that's the gentleman that really has pecked at us quite a bit. in the
Well, he
past.
pecked again, and hopefully he
You know, I got that
was
same email.
satisfied with my response. I gave him pictures this
Right.
time.
Oh, thanks, Rick.
Yeah,
Great.
Thank you for that.
yeah.
Any other updates that I might be missing? All right. Carol, or Mary. I'm looking at Carol and saying Mary.
Okay, so, this is the last month of this quarter, so we don't have a quarterly report done yet. But, what was the most recent accounting for? Okay.
I'll figure out, I think we did 1.6 million in retro payments.
Okay. Well, just, so we do that much in a quarter. Benton County does that much in a year.
Oh my gosh. I know
They're a
you guys
smaller
do.
county, but, going by the list, kudos. We've had several emails and compliments for everybody in the office. And Mr. Goins, who was a command sergeant major, he's brought all his brothers into the office. And so every one of his brothers now has a claim going. One lives in Texas, but he's such a special guy. It was like, yeah, we did that. His brother, he moved here for a few months, so we were able to get all the paperwork done. He's getting 100%, isn't he? Yep.
Super.
Mr. Goins has been 100% for a long, long time, and so he came in while we were at conference last week and said thank you. Tell everybody thank you for helping him and his family. So so outreach is still the same, still going to Reedsport, doing VetNet meetings once a month. doing the Oregon County and Tribal Veteran Service Officer Association e-board meetings once a month and check-in meetings once a month. Actually, that's every 2 weeks, so, and that's when all of the counties kind of give some input about what's going on in their county, and ODVA reports things that are going on with the training people at ODVA for veteran service officers. We also do the I do the NACBSO meetings, which are once a month. And the forum, and recently a budget was approved, so that was really great. That takes meetings also. We also met about Oregon House Bill 4132, which was the omnibus bill. And our state association gave some input about that because there were two parts of it that were kind of, they hadn't contacted county veteran service officers about our input, and it has to do with our funding. That was one, and then the other one was having the deputy director, it changed the law so the deputy director doesn't have to be a veteran anymore. So, and to our state association members, they thought it should be a veteran, so we did put in some testimony, written testimony about those two things. The rest of the bill was fine, and so we expect that we'll be talking to ODVA about the new funding method, which is really complicated, and we have to report quarterly about our expenditures. If you don't expend all the quarters worth of ODVA money, then they withhold that amount from the next quarter until you spend it. So it's a lot of paperwork, extra paperwork for us, and it's actually extra work for ODVA too. But so this is for 2 years, and then at the end of the 2 years, ODVA has to provide a report about how it went and whether that will continue as part of the funding mechanism. It's money from the legislature through ODVA. So they're kind of concerned about if we don't spend it, maybe we don't need it. And that's a fact. So counties have to be hiring more people or whatever to make sure that they spend the money that they need. Problem is that when you have a vacancy, and you have a vacancy for 3 months, you're not spending salaries, you're not spending benefits, which are, $1,000 a month is what benefits cost for an employee. So, and then to expend that, you have to figure out a way to do that in the next quarter, once you have somebody hired. So there's a lot of little problems like that, but we're going to be addressing those through our state association. But we were really glad that our budget passed, so I thanked Commissioner Freeman and the Budget Committee for that, the day that we had our hearing. Trainings, we just went to ODVA annual training. That's required to be certified by or accredited by ODVA. And so we all passed, and we'll continue to be accredited. And then three of us just got back from the National Association training conference that was in Reno. And Kim actually did it online. So we had 4 people attending that conference. And it was that's the best training conference anywhere. So they have National Veterans Legal Services Program attorneys that come and do segments on, wait, not them, that's ODVA. We have Katrina Eagle, who is a accredited VA attorney, and her spouse is also accredited with the VA. They do a lot of appeals at the Court of Veterans Appeals. So they're part of the training committee for National Association. We also had the Secretary of the VA spoke to the whole group. And I, since I'm on the executive board, I got to have lunch with him. That was kind of cool.
Wow, that's wonderful.
But, and then we had the Undersecretary for Benefits, spoke about all the things that are going on in the VA and how they've improved the amount of time it takes for claims and appeals. And then we had the Board of Veterans Appeals guy came and spoke about his version of that. They were a little different. So he thought they were further behind than she did, but you know, it depends on who you get doing your statistics. And so kind of we tend to believe the Board of Veterans Appeals guy because he's right there doing the work. And let's see, they had VA caregiver program there. They had an attorney who is the National Association legal firm attorney who did the history of veteran VA advocacy, which was 2 hours, and everybody was riveted to their seats because it was such a great presentation. So we learned all about the real origins of veterans benefits back before the Revolutionary War, and also about some of the other countries' benefits that have been in place for, centuries even. And so, because if you don't take care of your veterans, nobody's going to sign up. So that's the theory about most of it. And he talked about the bonus march that World War I veterans had to. What happened with them was their counterparts who stayed home were being paid $6 a month, and they were being paid $1 a month to go fight. And so Congress said, okay, we'll give you the difference when you come back, but they didn't. So these sailors and soldiers started a march on Washington and called it the Bonus March because they wanted their bonus.
It began in Oregon.
And it was started by a guy from Oregon named Walter Waters. So, and he had some press, and because of that, people joined him on the way and were there at Anacostia Flats when he got there, and they had tents and things. But it didn't end well.
He got shot.
And MacArthur wasn't a general at the time, but he brought tanks to the place and fired on the veterans that were there, and 2 people died. And nobody knows, this attorney did a lot of research on this, nobody knows whether MacArthur decided to do that himself or whether he said, or whether the president told him it was Hoover at the time, or whether Hoover just said, yeah, I can't tell you to do this, but if it happens, it happens. But they wanted to disperse the whole group. There were thousands, tens of thousands, and they wanted to disperse all that because it looked bad. So that's why they sent the tanks in, and the troops and the police were all there. But it wasn't until like 1923, no, later than that. They got some of it in 1923, and the rest of it they didn't get until into the 30s. So it was really an interesting presentation, and if you want a copy of it, I'll send it to you because he gave us the PDF on it.
I read the book that Jim gave me.
Yeah.
And it comes
A little known officer told MacArthur not to do it. His name was Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Interesting.
the sins we do.
Mary, you made me feel bad. I got coined by the secretary, but he never offered lunch to me.
Director Daniels got coined also, right?
Yes, she did. She was proud
She
of
was
that.
the only one of all the state directors that got one, so that was really.
Very proud of that.
The cremains law, we sat through 2 hours of public testimony, public information. Nobody said a word.
I told him he was very patient.
And so anyway, that's why the law is being effective on July 1st. So other things, we still attend the parade meeting and we have end of life seminars still. We haven't had one recently because Gwen was unable to facilitate that. And we haven't had a whole lot of participation in it because I don't think it's publicized enough, but anyway, the conferences were really, especially the National Association conference was really great training. So that's all I have. If you have any questions.
Mary, that same funding bill also talks about establishing a task force crisis group. They're gonna be looking at each county just to see what kind of task force that involves, perhaps at least 2 people, I guess, in a task force. Also, there was a statement in there about the deputy director. I think it's worded so that the director should have an honorable, at least an honorable or general discharge. And it should allow for a similarly qualified deputy director, so that they're not complying with the law, apparently.
Well, the law about the director used to say, it didn't say honorable, which is weird, but they put that in because that's pretty obvious. And the director used to, the deputy director, there was no wording about that.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Mitch Sparks was there for a while, others, but this current, like you say, he's not a veteran. He never served.
Who?
The deputy director.
Correct, he did not.
And
But he did speak at the ODVA conference and because Director Daniels was unable to be there, so and he said that he has family that served, his dad and uncles, and so.
I think that's the first one that has none veteran that's ever been in that position, so I guess that's what raised a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah, that's true.
So, they also talked about Veterans Court in that same law. And we've gone that route before. Carol, we visited Eugene and we did all kinds of things at the Veterans Courts, but the DA felt that Veterans Court was not applicable here because they felt like they gave enough latitude to veterans. And they got in trouble on considering PTSD and all.
Yeah.
I don't know what further investigation they're gonna do on that, on those 2 issues.
I don't know. But a lot of counties that don't have a Veterans Justice Court will not be able to have one if they don't get the funding for it.
That's right.
So, and Commissioner Freeman says that ours works fine with the mental health and the,
Drug.
Drug court, yeah.
so, and that's basically what the combination of is for a Veterans Justice program. So,
We have an outstanding veteran service officer too, so.
oh,
That certainly helps.
And we have the Veterans Justice Outreach, it's hot and heavy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just got a Veterans Justice Outreach position on a board for the National Association. So, I mean, it is nationwide, so maybe if there's funding, we would add something, I don't know.
I have a question, you heard the director for claims or the Board of Veterans Appeals, did they mention anything about using AI in the conversation?
We mentioned it to them,
You mentioned it to them,
yeah.
what did they say, did they say
Well,
anything?
the Secretary of the VA said that he has no control over that. And, but that he would have somebody look into it. And he said they use a lot of AI for a lot of different benefit programs, but they're not supposed to be getting decisions from AI.
So just for research or?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then I mentioned that, you know, some of our recent denials said, according to Google, you are denied individual unemployability. And they listed what Google said. So a person with PTSD at 70% is able to work because they don't have physical injuries, so they can still lift, they can still do alternate jobs. And so I went in and asked the question, so hey Google, why can a veteran not work because of PTSD? And it came back with even more reasons why a veteran with those symptoms can't work, like. So yeah, they're not weighing the two, they're just asking the wrong question. So,
And then one other thing, I saw that the House passed a bill for extremely injured veterans, that they're gonna raise some sort of compensation. Have you heard of that?
haven't seen that one yet.
Like, how is that even gonna work?
Catastrophically disabled, you mean?
Say-
Catastrophically disabled?
Yes,
Well, they do have the care provider program for catastrophically disabled veterans who are service connected.
maybe it would increase the funding to the,
Maybe that
the
might be it.
award to the veteran.
Did either of you hear anything at the conference? Yeah,
Anyway, it looks like a good thing.
it would be.
The outreach people do they work with you or how do they work here?
For outreach for,
Well, I've been working with this vet that had a heart attack over the weekend. And it finally got through to him this morning, that outreach had been there. He kept talking about and describing somebody. I said, well, who came in to see you? And he's at Mercy, and he said it was somebody from outreach. Because
probably from the VA.
Community
VA.
outreach.
They do have their own outreach people at the hospital.
I mean,
I
because
don't know VA specific.
I was lost because he called me on Saturday and the VA's closed on Saturday, and then by the 2 or 3 calls later, I finally find out that outreach was there, so it is at the hospital.
They do have counselors there as well.
That's good to know because I'm getting these calls all the time, and I might even go over there and meet somebody, and so I know a little bit better on how that works. Because if I'd have known a little bit better, I could have probably eased his mind a little bit over the weekend or talked to somebody there at the hospital.
I do what we call Veterans Visiting Veterans, and I just came from there. And what room was he in?
He called since we've been here. So, first of all, you gotta be smarter than these stupid phones, which leaves me out.
I'm in trouble there.
Larry Evans, and I'm not sure which room, all I know is his number. He
I've,
probably something,
I've been seeing him. I had to pick up a couple of days for ABVA gal. And, I've run into him a couple times, but I've never heard.
he lives at Eagles Landing. And I got a hold of his daughter yesterday, so I could finally get to somebody that knew him that, and then he called again. I
You
hope-
might come over sometime and hook up with whoever's got the day and, go visit a couple and just see how we work.
Yeah, you know, I think I really need to do that on top of everything. What was that you told me a while back, Jim? No? I just told that
I
to
don't know that
Donna.
word.
But I would because I get the calls, I gotta know a little bit more about it before I can start answering questions. And,
And they
okay.
all get referred back to Mary.
I got a little more extra time, I'll squeeze that in, Carol, I'll get a hold of you, okay?
Good to know.
Okay.
Is he a Vietnam vet?
Huh?
Is he Vietnam?
He's a member of our organization, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Hart, Vietnam vet, Senator America.
At least he's on my roster.
Alright, for Mary's report, thank you for that. Sounds like you're really, since we last met, so thank you for all your hard
We're
work.
catching up now from being gone from
Okay.
trainings, so.
Are there any good of order?
Yeah, can I say one thing that
Yeah.
was me, because it was, Jim and I were also subject to a Zoom call that lasted about 10 minutes, then it went to a voice call with Wyden's representative, one local and one back east. And it was still not, didn't pump us up a lot, I don't think, for what we was supposed to get there. But one of the questions that I've asked senators, congressmen, we are now Vision 5 officially. Vision 20 has gone away, we are Vision 5, but the same director is Dr. Boyd. And I've met with her 3 times, but I never get a straight answer. So I wanted to know in my own mind, because she's got a big area, does she support our efforts here, whether it's for the hospital, the home, or whatever? She's got a doorway to the Secretary of the VA and probably talks to that Milcom committee a lot. So I'm trying to pin her down on, how do you feel? I mean, we don't want to lose 35 million and find out we're back in the cellar again.
The guy back east made comments like 4 years. I couldn't believe that when I
4 to
heard
5
that.
years after you get it.
And that 35 million will be worth about 10 million by that time.
It's depressing. It's depressing me because I've only got 5 years. I can't imagine people like Rick and Carol and Jim have been a lot longer than I have. But I keep asking for something. Give me something to build people up so they don't just. I'm tired of going to the meetings. And I appreciate knowing that lady right there, because I got an email the other day. Thank you, Mary. From the VA over a claim I didn't know I had out there. So I called her and I said, can you fix it? So she fixed it. At least I know what it was about. So thank you, Mary. You've always been there and I appreciate that.
Alright, is there anything else?
Is everybody getting my emails okay? I try to let you know what's going on in ODVA and how to get into the meetings and all that.
I'm
I hope
reading.
everybody's getting it.
I'm reading your book now.
Well, I hope everybody's getting that.
Yes.
Also, this doesn't apply locally to anybody except me. I'm still involved in the Sound of Silence project, a nuclear weapon technician. And it's still going on and on and on.
Really?
The captain, retired Air Force captain back in Boulder City, who was the crime lab director and has been really the architect on this, is still working on it. And I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but he's getting close. So many of my peers have died from radiation exposure. And the more I learn about radiation exposure around nuclear weapons, I don't like to say this, but I will. It almost appears as though we were lab rats in a radiation environment. It really does, because the government knew what we were being exposed to as far as neutron radiation and what it was doing to our bodies. In my case, I don't know, I think it gave me longevity, but so many of my friends are not with me anymore because of cancers and other things that are radiation related, but the VA wouldn't accept it. So that program frustrates me. I'll keep sharing that with all of you if you don't mind. Because, well, I like getting it off my chest a lot of times.
Yeah.
I print them and read them.
Okay, thank you.
We have the Roseburg stand down is September 23rd, 9 to 3 at Roseburg National Guard Armory. For y'all's, and they're looking for volunteers.
Yes, we're looking for volunteers, help serving. We have elk burger stashed back for them. They like that. Yeah, thank you.
All right. That being said,